that look yummy?
No.
Yeah.
Do you want to try it?
No.
They worked so hard on them.
I'm Chef Chrissy Kamba. From running restaurants to cooking for the circus, nothing excites me more than feeding people. As a first-generation Filipino-American, the flavors from my family's kitchen make me feel at home. Join me as I explore cultural grocery stores in the U.S. and discover the recipes and stories that make this country's flavors so rich. This is the Grocery List Show. I'm here in a part of Brooklyn known as Sunset Park, a diverse community that brings both Latino and Asian people together in one neighborhood. Local food blogger Vinny Sanchez is going to show me around. I discovered Vinny via his YouTube food blog called Vinny Eat World, where he showcases hidden gem eateries across Sunset Park.
My pop lives in Connecticut, and he'll drive out here like 2 hours just to shop on the streets around here because there's stuff here that he can't find over there. That's an excellent place for fish tacos right there. El Rey del Pescado, the king of fish. See, this the tacos árabes.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Arab tacos.
Oh.
That comes from like Arab immigrants to Mexico, and then they would make tacos like in that style using the ingredients that they had there. You've always asked me like where to eat and stuff, or like, they wanted to know, is this a good neighborhood to get this, or where can I get this? And I was like, you know what, maybe I should share some of the stuff that I know about.
If you find a place and you want to showcase it, what about it speaks to you?
There's so many like little mom and pop shops and grocery stores and wonderful like little hole-in-the-wall restaurants where you can get a really, really great meal that isn't shown as often on, the big eating lists or like the big cooking shows. So that's why I wanted to showcase these places to give them the exposure that I thought they deserved.
It seems like there's like a large Asian community around here, but also Latino.
Yeah, Sunset Park is almost like a neighborhood that's like split in two. So centered around here, 8th Avenue, it's very, very heavily Asian. And then if you go over to 5th Avenue, it's largely Latino in culture.
So it makes it kind of an outlier that La Placita de Brooklyn is here.
Yes,
right?
that's right, yeah. So this caters more toward the Latino community, but it's here centered on 8th Avenue, which tends to focus on the Chinese community. It's great because it shows you like how these cultures kind of mix and match around the city and share and learn from one another. It's just what makes New York very special.
La Placita de Brooklyn has been a staple in the neighborhood since 1980. Their goal is to stock a wide variety of products to reflect the diversity of the community. Vinny and I are picking up ingredients so he can show me how to cook his favorite dish.
It's called garnachas. This is a dish that my abuelo, my grandfather, used to make all the time. I would watch him in his apartment in Astoria cooking, and I was like, I want to make something just like that one day. And it never comes out the way that he did it exactly, but like over the years, I kind of learned how to put like my own spin on it from my Mexican-American heritage. Very, very simple, but very, very delicious.
Beautiful.
So this is actually new for me. I used to not add the poblano into the salsa verde, but I learned somewhere along the way, it gives like a really nice color. A couple of these guys. So always gotta pass the smell test. I don't wanna make it too hot for you, so let's do 3.
Oh, come on. I want to eat it the way that you and your family eat it.
All right, it's
Yeah.
gonna be spicy. Here's the tomatillos. So you want like the husk to be like starting to come loose, and then you want to pull it open a little bit and kind of just look for any kind of defects.
My grandmother, she was very particular about produce, so we would do stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, quality takes time.
You're the one who cooks all the food in the house?
No. My wife Katie is an amazing cook.
Yeah?
She is. Yeah, I cook some things, but she is the genius.
Do you have a method for picking out garlic?
Just make sure it looks all right, but
My grandmother always said like a tight one.
Yeah.
Like a fist.
I didn't always used to do like the open style. It used to always be the very simple like closed style.
Yeah.
Salsa, cheese, and the fried tortilla. And then I started experimenting with like different styles and stuff.
Okay.
But you could definitely like go wild.
Do you like the yellow ones better?
I do like the yellow ones, but they get like that really golden color when they get like fried up. That's just beautiful, so we're gonna go with these. This is the cotija cheese. I'll use this on garnacha sometimes.
Okay.
So it'll be cheddar cheese.
Oh.
And then a layer of the cotija
Ooh.
just to sprinkle it up, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go, queso blanco, grew up on this stuff right here. You cut it, you snack on it, it can melt, you know, good stuff.
Should we get some to snack on?
Why not?
We need snacks while we're cooking. Do we need crema?
But Emma would be great with the open style. So
Okay.
yeah, why don't we do that? I'll get some chorizo too.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
the one?
this is the one.
That's the one?
Yeah.
With a jalapeno in it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so hungry now.
Yeah. I really think you're gonna like this.
Oh, put me in, coach. Before we called it a day, Vinny wanted to show me one last gem in Sunset Park, just a block away from La Placita de Brooklyn.
Sunset Park, the neighborhood, is named after Sunset Park, the park. That's a really, really wonderful spot. It's a great place to people watch. You know, you can really see the diversity
Yeah.
of the neighborhood. Simon.
Wow, look at that skyline. It's just really chef's kiss.
It's beautiful.
And all the cute dogs that I want to steal. I won't steal any. I have my own dog. Vinny invited me over to his house the next day to meet his family and show me how to make his version of his grandfather's garnachas dish.
Hey, Chrissy.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
This is Katie.
Hi.
Nice to
Nice
meet you.
to meet you. Welcome.
All right, put me to work.
All right, so the first thing we'll want to do is start making the salsa,
Okay.
salsa verde. So with the tomatillos, just gonna peel off the husk just like that.
This is the job for the kids.
Exactly, yeah. This is one of the first things I learned how to do for like cooking in the kitchen,
Yeah.
is taking off the tomatillo husk.
Tomatillos are like a little tart, right?
They have like a nice like tanginess to them.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Turn the chile poblano. Over the years, I probably made this dish 100+ times.
Wow.
You know, so whenever we want a really good snack.
This is great because usually I'm the one who's cooking. So it's nice to learn from someone else.
Yeah, it's really cool. So now we get a little bit of vegetable oil. Let's get these guys broiling.
Can I stop you?
Yeah.
Can we have a little bit of snack work first? So after this, I'm gonna cut up some onion.
Yeah, just chop it up. All right. You can see they're starting to get that nice color. The salsa is going to be a layer on top of the frying tortilla.
Okay.
And then on top of that, we're gonna add the cheese. And then
While it's still frying.
while it's still frying. Yeah. Get it nice and
Oh.
melty. There we go.
Very nice.
Put that in there right there.
Okay.
Okay. All right. One other thing I like to do is maybe I'll do like half of a chicken bouillon cube. I like to put in like just a little bit of oil, just a little touch. All right.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, fire. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
That's it. That's the salsa verde.
that is delicious.
Yeah.
That's a little spicy.
Yeah, yeah. It's got a nice guitar. I told you.
I was like, I got this. Nope, it's a little spicy. This dish is like mostly prep then.
Yes.
Because the actual cooking part, like putting it together,
Much
is like
quicker.
relatively easy.
Yep. I think we're ready to start cooking this.
Awesome.
So let's
I
make it
can't
happen.
wait. I've been
Yeah.
waiting all day.
Yeah.
Do you usually do it with the chorizo or do you do it with other things?
So I've used chorizo, I've used cecina. Growing up, my family would make it with chicken a lot, which is
Okay.
very, very good.
Yum, yum. And then you get that like smoking hot? Or,
Yeah, it's
like,
gonna get
what?
nice and hot to really like fry up those tortillas.
Okay. And your abuelo used to make these?
Yeah, he used to make them. His versions, they weren't like this. They didn't use cheddar cheese. This is like me trying to do what he did, but it gets reinterpreted by like my own experience.
Yeah.
You know, just growing up and like after school, my brothers would be hungry, see what we have in the fridge, and it's like, okay, I see some tortillas, I see some leftover salsa verde, I see some cheese. Put that together, and
Boom, you got it.
yeah, if you want, you can take a little bit of that chorizo, just really stack it up.
Like that?
Yeah, looks great. Awesome.
That looks so good.
Yeah, it's almost like pizza, like the way they do the tomato
Okay.
sauce, just like a little
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
layer.
yeah.
This is what I love, that crispy cheese right there
Yes.
at the edge.
The
That's
little
good
lace.
stuff. Yeah.
And then should we just add another one in?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. You already know what to do.
This is fun. I'm gonna make this at home.
Yeah. This is a dish that I'll often have Katie helping me out because she knows it by heart.
How'd you meet her?
So we're high school sweethearts.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, yeah. So in high school, I was like a punk rocker. So I had like the 10-inch spikes on my
Oh,
hair.
no way. Were you ever in a band?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can see
Oh, really?
that's me when I was
Oh, okay.
16, playing at a club in Connecticut, lead singer and guitar.
Oh, wow.
For like a month, she just like tried to get to know me, and we were both like swept off each other's.
Aw.
We've been inseparable since.
And how long has it been?
22 years.
Wow.
Yes. You gotta get me.
Aw.
Oh, teary here. Oh, man.
It does look like a pizza.
Yeah, right?
They're so cute. Ugh.
Now, we're gonna put the finishing touches on these. Last second ingredients.
Beautiful. Your version of your
Yeah.
abuelo's garnachos.
Exactly, yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Oh, honey. All right, what do you think, Kitty Sue?
They look amazing.
They look good, right?
Yeah. Cheers.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
You want a cheers?
Oh, you want
Cheers.
cheers? Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
This is delicious.
Oh, it's so good.
How was cooking in our kitchen?
I loved it. He did most of the work, to be honest.
Isn't it nice?
I know. I was more focusing on like, what kind of snack are we gonna eat?
That's exactly like me in the kitchen.
And yesterday was gorgeous. Like a golden sun was reflecting off like the water and the buildings. It was just really weirdly romantic with your husband.
Yeah. So you get it.
I might have fallen in love. Did you go to his shows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, screaming. I was probably the only person alive who cried at like a high school punk rock show.
Yeah.
Because you were so proud.
Yeah. I'm always proud.
I hope someday you can have me on your show and I'll show you what my family's showed me how to make.
I would absolutely love that. I had such a great time.
Oh, me too. Sanchez family, what's
Yeah,
up? As the sun sets on yet another delicious day, I think back to our grocery store adventure at La Placita de Brooklyn, an unassuming neighborhood store that provides a transcendent lifeline for old and new food traditions. I also think about how Vinny, spiky punk rock hair and all, is the real deal and how his family's recipes help keep him and his high school sweetheart close. Because let's face it, the way to anyone's heart usually involves food. And maybe a boatload of hair gel.